We are living in the season of life that is often referred to as the messy middle, that time between your 20s to 40s where you have a lot of financial obligations like having little kids, buying a house, maybe a parent is staying home, and you are not in your highest income potential earning years yet. And it can often feel like you're being spread a little thin. Today I'm going to show you our actual household budget for the month of October as a family of 5 with 3 little kids living in this messy middle. If you're new here, hey, I'm Marissa, and here I like to share my actual household budget on YouTube and talk about family finance and ways you can budget, save, and make more money for your family. If that sounds like something interesting to you, scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. And today I'm sharing our October budget. We are a family of 5 living in Phoenix, Arizona, and we have 3 sons who are 4.5, 2.5, and 7 weeks old. So can you tell that I have a 7-week-old right now? It's a miracle that he's not strapped to me right now, but Grandma wanted to come over and hold him for a nap, which meant that I had time to film this video. Without further ado, let's dive into this budget and I'll show you how we are planning to spend every dollar of our income this month. So this is our budget template that we use every single month. If you want to check out this budget template and get it for yourself, I will leave a link to it down in the description box below and you can check it out there. So we have a Jacob's income and my income. So my husband Jacob works in marketing and he's a fully remote employee. Right now he's on parental leave, but he gets 12 weeks of fully paid parental leave. So he's still getting his salary like normal, but he's had this time off, which has been so nice. And then I work for myself here on social media as well as doing some bookkeeping. I started doing bookkeeping a year ago as a way to bring in some extra income for our family. With the cost of everything going up, we just needed to bring in some extra income, and I've loved that I've been able to make money from home all virtually by doing bookkeeping. If you're interested in learning more about bookkeeping and seeing if it could be an option for you, I'll leave a link down below to a free guide that'll walk you through what it looks like to be a bookkeeper and what makes a great bookkeeper. Besides that income that I earn, I am a stay-at-home mom with all of my boys, and I do want to mention this quickly as I share that we are in the messy middle of having a lot of obligations and not in our highest income years. I do want to note that I know my situation is different. We are definitely still in the messy middle with having 3 little kids, and that can be expensive. But my goal has always been to make this season least messy as possible. I obviously know there's going to be sacrifice involved, and there definitely has been, but I've found ways that I can make money from home so that I can still be with my kids. I don't pay for daycare because I'm a stay-at-home mom, but I work when my kids are asleep during nap time, after they go to bed, on some afternoons when my husband is off of work, and things like that. So I work part-time, I bring in some income from home, and that truly has been the key for this season to not be as messy as I know it could be. And I will be honest, there's no way that we would be able to just do all the things and live off of just my husband's paycheck. So I do need to work, I do need to bring in an income, and for us to therefore not pay for daycare and bring in extra income, finding ways that I can make money from home for my family has been key. So I will say, if you are in the season of the messy middle and you want to be home with your kids, there are so many ways that you can make money from home in like legit ways. Like, I don't do any MLMs or anything like that. If you are interested in bookkeeping, please check out that free guide so you can learn more about it and see if it's right for you. And if you do want to jump into bookkeeping, I have a course called Next Level Bookkeeper, which walks you through how to do bookkeeping tasks, launch your bookkeeping business, find clients, and build your overall bookkeeping business. So you can check that out. I will leave that in the description box as well. So therefore, our total income is $9,600. This is what we have to budget off of this month. And let's assign every dollar a place. The first thing we have is our expense section. We have our tithe and African New Life. I have this blocked out just for privacy, but we are Christians and we give to our church and other organizations, so that's going to be in our budget. Next we have is our mortgage at $2,305.60. This is just principal and interest for our mortgage. We bought our house last November when interest rates were like at their peak. So I'm hopeful that we will be able to refinance maybe within the next 6 months or so, depending on the Fed's rates. Actually, right now, it's even would be cheaper for us to refinance, but we're gonna wait because I know the Fed is anticipating continuing to drop rates more this year and into 2025 as well. So I'm going to see where rates are and see when it makes sense for us to refinance. Next we have is HOA, which we had prepaid for a year when we closed on our house. And then natural gas should be $15. We live in Phoenix, Arizona, so not using a lot of natural gas right now. We cook with induction, so it's electric. And so natural gas is just like hot water. So next we have is electric, and we are on a budget billing pay cycle where we pay $150 each month for the whole year to make it a little more even, because obviously in Arizona, our electric bill in the summer is a lot higher because of using so much air conditioning. Next we have is trash, and actually this is $22, not $20, so I'm going to update that. $22 a month for trash. Then we have water, which will be around $115. Next we have is internet at $50 each month, and then our phones, this is for mine and Jacob's cell phone, is $100. Insurance, this is for both of our cars, is $200 a month. And then life insurance we have at $52.89. We have a term life insurance policy on myself and my husband Jacob, and we just have a very affordable life insurance policy. Next we have is groceries at $6.50 each month, and we are still eating through some food that I pre-prepped when I was pregnant with my third son. So we are still going through those, and so we haven't had like a full restock of groceries, but we are still buying things like, produce and snacks and things that we use up and consume each month, but not like full every single meal shopping trips, if that makes sense for right now. Next we have is eating out at $150 each month. We just do takeout. We don't really go to sit down restaurants at this season of our lives. Next we have is gas at $150 for both of our cars, since we are home, my husband's home for work, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. We don't have a lot of driving and gas to be spending, so that helps to be lowered. Then we have $50 for something fun for the family. So if we do a little family fun outing or something, we have the funds there. Then we have miscellaneous, $100. You always need a miscellaneous in your budget, so we have that there. It's just a little bit. Next we have is our Roth IRAs. We are putting $1,400 a month to our Roth IRAs. We are planning to max this out by December, so we are funding 2 Roth IRAs, one for my husband and one for myself. I also forgot to mention, but out of my husband's paycheck, he also contributes to his 401k, so he has that deducted out, as well as HSA and all of those kinds of things. So we do have other investments as well that come out of my husband's paycheck, so you don't see that because the income that we're budgeting off of is our net income, so that's after taxes, insurance, all those kinds of things. Then we have college. We're putting $100 each month to each boy's 529 college savings plan. We just set up the one for our third son, so we have $300 a month going to their college, which is not a lot. It's not going to fully fund their college, but we're doing a little something. We want to make sure that we are prioritizing our own retirement, so we are doing that, and then we are helping with what we can for our kids' college. So now moving into the savings section of our budget, these are our sinking funds and things that we are saving for each month. So the first thing that we have is our emergency fund. We have this fully funded. I do keep this blocked out just for privacy, but if you want to check out this budget template, it does have a beginning balance and an ending balance. So the beginning balance is the ending balance from last month, and then the ending balance becomes what is added to the actual minus what was spent, and that's the new ending balance for the month, so that I can keep a running total of what's in each sinking fund. So our emergency fund is fully funded. We're not putting anything to that right now. Property taxes, I actually just got our property tax bill, and I've actually been setting aside more money than I needed to for property taxes. We moved here in November from Portland, Oregon, and our property taxes were much, much higher there, like over twice as much. So it's very refreshing to only save $275 to property taxes each month, and I set that in a fund, and I just paid my property taxes out of that in September. Next we have is property insurance. $72 each month is what we have to save to cover our annual premium for our property insurance policy. Then we have taxes. Since I am self-employed, I do set aside money for taxes and I pay quarterly. I don't have anything budgeted to put in for that right now, but I do put a certain percentage of my business income into this fund to pay for my taxes for quarterlies and then whatever else I will owe at the end of the year. And then we have our opportunity fund. This is where like every extra dollar is going right now. We're putting $251.18 to our opportunity fund. We don't really know exactly what we're going to do with this money, but maybe we will invest it and put it in like a brokerage account. But for right now, since rates are so high with high yield savings accounts, we're just going to stick it there for a few months and figure out what we want to do with it and then make arrangements with that. And I know it's not a ton of money, but hey, $251 to go to something extra is great. So speaking of which, all of these funds that you see in a different color, I have in our high yield savings account. A high yield savings account works just like a regular savings account, except it earns you significantly more interest, like 10 times the average national rate. So I love to keep money in my high yield savings account for things like my emergency fund and other short-term savings goals. Obviously, I'm not going to put like my retirement savings in my high yield savings account, but it's great to earn some extra interest on money that I'm saving up for and I need to keep on hand anyway. I personally use CIT Bank because they have some of the highest interest rates around. If you don't have a high yield savings account yet, you definitely should sign up for one right now, especially because rates are higher. They are going to come down some as the Fed is lowering rates, but still rest assured that a high yield savings account is still going to earn you significantly more than it would be in just your regular bank account. CIT Bank is FDIC insured, there's no fees, and they're who I have personally used for over a year now for my high yield savings account, keeping all of my emergency fund and other important savings goals that we've been working towards. So I will leave a link to them in the description box down below and you can check them out. They have a platinum savings account, which has a minimum balance of $5,000 needed to get that interest rate. And then they have a savings connect account, which you can only have $100 in there and get that interest rate, which is a little bit lower. But these are still really great rates and are some of the best around, which is why I have gone with CIT Bank and I have enjoyed my experience with them. If you want to learn more about them, I will have a video linked up here and you can check out a more in-depth review that I've done. Next we have is personal spending. Jacob gets $150 each month in personal spending that he can choose to spend on whatever he wants with. And then I get $75. The only reason why it's different is because I am just not as much of a spender, and so I don't feel like I need $75 to spend on myself. I actually like to more spend money on things for like the kids, which you will see updated in our budget here. Next we have is extra giving. We put $50 a month into extra giving so that we can say yes to additional giving opportunities if they come up. And then gifts, we put $50 a month to this for things like birthdays, baby showers, wedding, like those kinds of things. And then clothing, $50 between myself and my husband Jacob. We don't need to do a whole lot of clothing shopping, but you know, sometimes there's a time where we need to get a new pair of shoes or something. Next we have is vacation, $200 a month going to our vacation fund. We are planning to go to Disneyland next year in the spring, so I'm working on saving up for that. And then Christmas, I'm putting $200 this month to our Christmas fund. If you haven't started saving for Christmas yet, now is a great time. You have 3 months that you can spread out the cost. That way your budget isn't busted in December with all these Christmas costs. So save something for October, November, December so that it won't be as overwhelming. Next we have is medical. We are putting $533.33 into our medical fund each month this year. So I had a baby. It was an expensive medical year because of that. But we are just assuming that we are going to hit our family max out of pocket each year. So I just take the family max out of pocket, divide it by 12, and save that amount each month. That way we have all the money covered and we can spend it if we need to go to the doctor. Next we have is dues and subs, $100 this month going to that. And then car maintenance for $75, house maintenance for $200, which we are going to be increasing soon. Just because we had a 1-year warranty on our house. We did a new build, so it came with that warranty. So going forward, we'll save more because it won't be under warranty, so we'll have to fix things ourselves if something happens. Next we have is household, and that is at $100 this month. And then kids we have at $500 to cover their necessities like diapers, clothing, things like that. And then also the fun things too, which is what I love to spend on. Things that just aren't super necessary, like getting a new Tony story for their Tony box or a new kid activity or like something like that. that will all go here. Like anything that we're buying for the kids because we have kids goes here. So as a grand total, we are putting $2,881.51 into our sinking funds. But you can see here that this difference that should be zero is off by $2 because we made that other adjustment. So I'm going to update our opportunity fund to even this out. $249.18, and there we have our zero base budget. So all of our income equals all of our money out between expenses, would be debt, we don't have any debt besides our mortgage, and our savings. So that is our overall budget for the month of October. Let me know in the comments below how your month is looking, and don't forget to check out CIT Bank and their high yield savings account to start earning some extra interest on your savings. And I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.